Hey there, One Boom, and welcome to a video about friendship. Not trying to get into the corny side of things, but I just want to do a little freestyle conversation about friends, because I know a lot of us, well, not a lot of you guys are actually, public school or whatever. I know it's easy to fall into the trap of just kind of becoming friends with whoever is around you, and sometimes that can be friendships that last forever, and sometimes that's just a friendship by default. It's just kind of somebody you hang out with, it's just people, it's just kind of, it's your group. You don't love them, you don't hate them, you tolerate them, they like, you kind of like all have this low level of liking each other, and I've seen a lot of that, and that's always frustrating, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I've always either been homeschooled through actual homeschool curriculum, or I have done online school and studying. I've gone through things to try to get my GED courses, and my state likes to make me frustrated with that, but enough about that. I've always had to seek out friends. I had to meet people the old-fashioned way. I had to go out to places and meet people. I had to be introduced to people by my other friends or family, and that's really important. I think as a perspective from me, not just being in a big building full of people my age. I actually had to go look for people. I was in a neighborhood that had kids my age, everything, and so it kind of made me a little bit biased as to who I hang out with. It kind of made me have a set of criteria for a friend. It's not overly critical, and there's not a lot of hoops you have to jump through, but there are some things I look for in a friend. Here's a couple of good qualities I look for in pretty much any relationship I have. First thing, when I meet somebody, I don't want to play the game, the social game, the modern social young person game. When you meet somebody, and you're kind of, you're putting out a fake face, you're putting out bullshit, you're lying, you're, just trying to make sure that person likes you off the bat, trying to make sure your first impression's a good one, yada, yada, yada. It's sometimes it's sometimes based in lies, it's sometimes just utter crap, and it's just social games. Trying to get into the person's head, see what they like, so you can like it too, and stuff like that. I've done that, I've had people do it to me, I'm over it. I want to be able to get, after a week of hanging out with the person fairly regularly, or meeting them or talking to them, I want to be able to be myself. I want to joke around with them, I want to be able to tease them, I want to be able to go through the motions of being friends and actually building a relationship, not just seeing who can impress the other one first. But that leads me to the next thing. I love, in any relationship I've ever had, a little bit of kind competitiveness. When you don't have problems with a friend, you don't have any of these passive-aggressive problems. They're not, there's nothing lurking behind, your friends. There's a very genuine friendship. You should be able to, verse them in a video game, take out some plastic lightsabers and swing them at each other, get into an airsoft gunfight, get into an argument, or just, in all of life, try to kind of beat the other person. It sounds mean, it sounds unnecessary, but let me explain. If you can be competitive with your friend and against your friend in a way that's not taken personally, so you can just kick your friend's ass in Call of Duty over and over again, and they still hang out with you, they still want to hang out with you the next day, they still want to invite you to parties, they still want to come over to your house, that is really cool. That means that your relationship goes past the other person, making the other person feel good. You could actually enjoy their friendship regardless of the scenario. It kind of puts a little bit of weight on the friendship that's not detrimental. So it's I am kicking your ass in your favorite game, or, whatever, it's a board game or a video game or whatever. I'm kicking your ass in one of your favorite things, and you still like me, you still respect me, and you're not getting petty about it. And I think that's extremely important. I don't mean, kicking your friend's ass will make them mad. I've made tons of my friends mad, and I've been mad because of my friends. But I mean, it's not a personal thing. It's not a passive thing. It doesn't become the whole relationship is me trying to best them. But it's pretty cool that if you can be competitive with your friends. Another thing I love from friends, and I almost require it, is that they're active with you. They keep in touch with you. There's tons of people, young adults, that go to hookah bars and other, any sort of bar or place or raves or concerts, and they meet certain people, and maybe they think the other person's funny, attractive, or maybe they think they can get free alcohol off of them. And, you share Facebook details, and, you share numbers or whatever, and they text once in a while, you maybe see them once a month. That's not really a friendship to me. That's kind of like an acquaintance that, can get a free ride off of you. And I hate that. And I never, when I'm like living on my own and stuff, I don't want to have a bunch of relationships. I went out to a movie theater, I've met somebody, and they text me sometimes, they talk to me sometimes. I know girls deal with this a lot. They have like all these guys in their life, and it's not because, they're slutty or anything. No. No, this is the guys are really kind and friendly, and I feel bad because girls have to like kind of sift through which ones, are kind and friendly and which ones are looking for a little bit more. Also, guys have to be aware of that too, because, of course, girls aren't perfect, and they'll use you just as much as a guy will use a girl. Ugh. But anyway, somebody that constantly texts me, wants to hang out with me, wants to come over, wants to see me, not to say like there won't be any breaks, like maybe a month where, the person's busy or whatever. That's understandable, that's life. But somebody that has an equal interest in wanting to hang out with you as you do with them. You don't have to constantly like put your foot in their mouth and be like, hang out with me, be my friend, be my friend. And if you don't have to do that, and they're genuinely interested in hanging out with you, that is very important to me. That's actually one of the most important things of any relationship, is that it's equal. Any ounce that you put in to hanging out with them or socializing with them or doing something with them, they put back into you. And that's really important to me. I think that should be important to anybody, that any effort you put into the relationship, it comes back to you, because otherwise it's not a relationship, it's a chore. What are some of the things that I hate about friends? And I've dealt with some shitty ones. Passive-aggressive shit. I talked about being competitive, and that's one thing. But being passive-aggressive is an entirely other one. I mean, you don't even have to have like a specific problem with the person, and they don't have to have a specific problem with you, but they just seem to want to get under your skin. They want to poke buttons. They want to bring up things you don't like. They want to rub something in your face you don't want to hear about. They want to take something you disagree with and kind of stick it under your nose and be like, does this make you mad? I hate that. I've dealt with so many immature little twats that I've hung out with, and I've been so angry with them just because, what am I supposed to do with it? They put something in my face, and I'm like, well, I don't like that. And they get mad at me, and I get mad at them, and it becomes a little tussle, and then weeks later, they kind of bring it up again. I'm like, what are you doing? You're looking for my disapproval? You're looking for me to tell you to fuck off? So then you can be offended? I hate that. Because then there's another thing I hate. The luring into being a victim. I hate that so much. It's like, let's say you have different opinions about gun control with your friend, and it's a heated topic. Let's say your family member died by a gun. That's pretty tragic. And you don't want people to have guns. You wish guns were illegal. You wish there was no more guns in the entire universe. And your friend thinks that everybody should have a gun. Everybody should be armed. Everybody should be ready for the coming apocalypse. And you get into an argument with them, and they know you're sensitive about it, but they kind of want to keep arguing past where it's okay, or past where it's like an interesting debate between different ideas and experiences, and it kind of gets into the more personal realm of just kind of like, why are you wrong? Why are you wrong? Why are you wrong? And you want to get past that. And it's like, you're hanging out with your friend, and they're like, oh, I heard this guy got shot the other day. Wouldn't it be nice if he could have defended himself? And it's like, dude, really? Are you really trying to bring up something I'm totally against? So that you can see how wrong I am or how right you are. It's kind of like, again, like luring into you getting mad. And then when you get angry and you get grumpy and you're like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about this. You're wrong about this. I don't like this. That doesn't make sense. Don't do this. And they pull the whole, oh, whoa, man, chill. Holy shit, dude. You need to calm down. It's just my opinion, bro. And oh god, man, I hate that so much. I've had friends that have done drugs and have differing opinions on women and all these different things and different races and stuff, and they know I disagree with them. And even when I barely hang out with them and they're in my life a little bit, they try to get me to be a little pissed about it. They want to bring up the drugs they do. They want to bring up their differing opinions. And it's like, dude, I disagree with it, and I don't want you to come into my life just to make me irritated, start an argument, because that lingers with me. As a person, that lingers with me. When someone argues with me, when somebody gets in my face, when somebody gets angry with me, that lingers with me. I don't want to risk that dice being rolled every time I hang out with a friend. If I don't like what you do, please, shut up about it. How about that? Also, ridicule. In groups of friends, there's always going to be somebody that's kind of the doof. There's always somebody that gets picked on. There's always somebody that's at the butt of the joke. But that's always a cool thing to me. And maybe you hate it, maybe you like it. But to me, it's cool because it's kind of like we're all friends. And if anybody else made fun of you, we'd kick their ass. But we pick on you. It's our relationship with you is that you get picked on. Never in a way that's too far or too personal, hopefully. But, you're friends with them, and, it kind of just, rolls off your back when they pick on you because you know that it's because they care about you. And that's a good relationship. That's a complex relationship that's not surrounded by drama and victimizing. But there's the people that just like to ridicule. And then, your friend, you laugh and the rest of your friends tell you your laugh is stupid. You tell a joke and no one even tries to chuckle. No one even asks you what it means. They're just on you. They're just on you about it. You start to talk about something you like and you're just immediately told to shut up, regardless of what everyone else is talking about. It's really frustrating. I've been in parties with somebody talking about shit I don't care about. But he's my friend or she's my friend, and I'll be like, oh yeah? Well, how does that work? And, I try to expand my horizons a little bit, and I'm not trying to be like holier than thou. I try to do the best. It's more along the lines of I don't want them to hate me. It's a little bit selfish. I don't want them to be irritated with me, and I don't want them to feel like, oh, I can't hang out with that guy because every time I try to talk about something I like, he gets mad. But I'm hanging out with those types of people. They always talk about something they're passionate about. But then as soon as you do, it's kind of like, oh, he's talking again. And it's like, I've had that happen to me, and I'm like, it's because of how I'm saying it, what I'm saying. I don't understand. I never have understood that. It's always seemed very immature to me. I don't mean you should swallow everything your friend says without criticizing it or, maybe getting on them, but I'm just saying, I hate that so much when it's like everyone does something and then you do it and you're suddenly the weird guy, and I hate that. I had a friend that used to make a ton of racist jokes, a ton of your mom jokes, a ton of sexist jokes, and I know he's not a racist, sexist, misogynistic person or whatever, but, it's a joke. And then you do it back to him, and he's like, hey, would you calm down? Or, that's too gross, or that's too racist. And it's like, really? Because that's 16 notches below what you just... Really? Okay, cool, whatever. Apparently, I'm Satan. And probably the worst quality in a friendship, or a group of friends, more like it, is when you kind of all hate each other a little bit. You always have a problem with them. You always hate them. And whether you hang out with them because they go to your school, you've known them for a long time, oh, it's just the worst. I hate looking at it from the outside. I hate being a part of it. It's like, oh man, my friend really makes me mad, and every time I talk to him, all he does is infuriate me. Oh well, guess I'm stuck with him. I hate that so much. Guys getting to have girlfriends like that, and they're just like, oh yeah, she always does this, and she says I can't do that. She makes sure that I'm really, really, really like this, and she's always controlling me. But what are you gonna do? She lets me touch her boobies, and oh yeah, it's you know what I mean. It's just the dumbest dynamic between human beings is probably when you don't like somebody, but you hang out with them because you've known them for a while, or you feel like if you went outside of your group or your clique, you would feel alienated. But trust me, it's better to be uncomfortable from people you don't know than the people that are close to you constantly making you uncomfortable. Yes, leaving a group of friends is scary. Yes, walking away from people you've known for a long time is terrifying. But it's really kind of scary that you're willing to be uncomfortable and frustrated because you know them. I wouldn't hang out with somebody that would just consistently frustrate me. That would just drive me insane. I'd feel like a waste. I feel like the relationship would be a waste. So the last and worst thing that I've ever dealt with friends is when they all kind of seem to have a movie script for you. Kind of like you guys hanging out is a TV show or a movie or a book, and they kind of have written you as a character. It's a very narcissistic thing to write other people as a character. There's no way they would act outside of how their character would. For instance, if Luke Skywalker in Star Wars was to turn to the dark side at the end of episode 6, that'd be pretty out of character, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty weird. But the thing is, we don't live in a movie. In real life, if Luke Skywalker turned to the dark side, shit man, that's life. Jedi's turn to Sith, and that sucks, and that's always terrible. But when your friends kind of write that kind of script for you, and you can kind of tell when you act differently, or you act differently than them or your normal self. If you're goofy and you have a serious day, if you're a usually happy guy and you have a grumpy day, or whatever, they think something's weird with you. They don't roll with it. They don't understand it. They don't try to, think, well, he must have had a weird day. And they kind of like hold you to the standard of this script. It's like they've written your lines for you, and you better fit in with them. Otherwise, you're out. They don't want to hang out with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to hang out with you if you normally put up with their bullshit. Let's say your friends are kind of dumb. They always say the wrong thing. And not like subjectively wrong. Like, Phantom Menace was a great movie. That's subjective. For the most part. But if they say something actually wrong, like actually bad, actually morally wrong, actually mean, actually illegal, actually terrible, they say something awful, and you usually put up with it, and one day you just say, man, that doesn't work. You can't do that. That doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. Along those lines. And they immediately get on you, and they've already, they just get pissed. It goes from a conversation to an argument that quick, and they start getting defensive. They start getting personal against you. They start attacking. It becomes a little fight. That probably means they've already had your lines already sorted out. Subconscious or conscious, when he started or she started talking about whatever thing you disagree with, they knew whether you disagree with it. They don't know if you disagree with it or not, but they know you're not going to talk about it. They know you stay quiet when they share their opinions, but you didn't this time. That's jarring. Ooh, how dare you not do as I thought you would. That is the worst thing in friendships. Avoid that. Avoid people like that. Because that's not just somebody having a bad day. That's a narcissistic tendency to write somebody's lines for them. Give them a character bio. Give them a list of traits, if you will. Something that cannot be broken. Something that you cannot get out of. They expect something from you. And it's even worse when they don't really expect something specific from you, like how you act, but something more general, like that you act well. That you don't make a dirty joke. That you don't get on somebody. That you don't get mad. That you don't get irritated. You don't get frustrated. When they hold you to that standard, and even if they're raging and getting mad, as soon as you do it as well, they're like, whoa, that guy, am I right? Double standard crap, because they've in their heads, they've already put together, how you should act, and they hold you to a higher standard than they hold themselves. Make sure that your friends hold themselves to a higher standard than they hold you. If everyone in a group of friends holds themselves to a higher standard than the person next to them, without becoming smug, that's a whole other video. So without becoming pretentious or elitist, really trying to hold themselves to be better than you, as you're trying to be better than them, trying to be the bigger person. Everyone's trying to be the bigger person. You get a lot less of these juvenile squabbles. But at the same time, if you ever feel the need to verbally mention how better you are than the other person, verbally mention how better of a person you are, you might need to take a minute, sit down, think about yourself for a little bit. And really ask yourself why you would tell somebody how much better you are than them as a human being. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys don't have any friends that you have to vent about after you hang out with them. I hope you guys have competitive, fun friendships. I hope you guys don't have these friendship by defaults, I'm surrounded by acquaintances kind of crap. I hope you guys have solid, good, healthy, mature relationships with people. And don't be afraid to take some relationships to the chopping block. Maybe you should stop hanging out with certain people. Maybe you should let them go. As hard as it is, if the relationship on you is hard, then it will never go away. But if leaving them is hard, that passes with time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye! Let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of video. This has been on my heart for a while because I've been hanging out with some of my old friends recently and talking to some of them, and they're cool people. They all frustrate me, they all irritate me sometimes, they all do stupid stuff. But that's life. Friends are frustrating. But what I really started enjoying when I was hanging out with them is that they weren't narcissistic, they weren't mean, they weren't rude. They weren't misunderstanding of me. And there wasn't this constant undertone that was uncomfortable. So I was really happy to start hanging out with them again. And I hope you guys have friends in your lives that you're happy to hang out with whenever as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, and if you don't have any friends, make friends down in the comment section below. Leave your gamer tag, leave your address, and your credit card number. Probably not those things, but just leave your contact information down in the comment section below. Something that people can't identify you through. Don't give them your house phone number or your cell phone number, but maybe your Twitter or your gamer tag. And meet some people, play some video games. I'll see you when I see you.
Overwatch Guild.